Alright guys, welcome back to Keeping Up with the X-Men. Now I know I've been out for a while, and this is because I was suffering from a sinus infection for quite a while. I'm not exactly 100% over it, but I'm well enough now that I feel like my voice will be okay for this thing that we do. Because if I don't start putting these reviews out, we're going to fall way behind to the point where we simply cannot catch up, and that's not something that I'm going to be okay with. So we got to get in here and we got to do these reviews. So here we go. This is it. We are finally back to the Mojo Worldwide, and we are on X-Men Gold. This is their Part 5, X-Men Gold 15. Wow, the way I just laid that down was messed up. I could have done that a lot better. But let's get into it. If you remember right, when we left off on the last X-Men Blue, they had just made it into the actual world. They are in the Mojo world. So this is no longer the illusion. It's no longer the Danger Room-esque scenario. They die here. They die for real. And that is pretty much what Mojo lays out right off the bat. The X-Men are kind of looking around. They're kind of noticing where they are, and of course, at this point in time, Mojo uses the opportunity to lay down a lot of smack talking, and that smack talking leads to a giant confrontation where Spiral and a lot of her Mojo freaky people, the no spine, weird robot, walkie, fat men, I can't remember what his race is called. So, yeah, there's a lot of him. And they all attack the X-Men right there on the street. The city is going absolutely crazy, and the X-Men are just fighting for every little thing that they can get. We don't have a lot of time. There's not a lot of panels. There's only this one panel right here, this one big thing where they're fighting everybody. So it's kind of like a quick action thing to show you what's really going on when we go back to Magneto dealing with Apocalypse. Because remember, I mentioned that Apocalypse had shown up. Well, here he is. Now, it's kind of weak, honestly, because basically what happens here is Magneto just throws a whole lot of metal stabbies at him, and we're done with Apocalypse. It's literally that quick. It's literally that sad. So the scenario immediately changes so that Magneto finds himself in confrontation with the Guardians. These are the people, if I remember right, they're from the Shi'ar Empire, and these are the same guys that dealt with the stuff that was going on with the Phoenix and the Dark Phoenix saga, but it doesn't take us, we don't get anything from that. Really, this is just, hey, the scenario has changed, and before we even really get into that, we immediately skip back to what's going on in the city streets. Jean Grey is told that she's in command while Kitty goes underground. She's going to go start searching for something because they cannot fight the city forever. This is an entire city. It's an entire world. They just keep coming. They simply can't win this fight. If it drags on and on and on and on and on, sooner or later, they're going to, they'll become dead, okay? During all of this madness, there is one cool part that I would like to point out. It was actually really cool. They use a telekinetic double fastball special where they throw both Jimmy and Old Man Logan. That was pretty cool. And it's not too long after that Kitty joins back up with the team and tells them, "Hey, I'm almost 100% sure I found his main tower. I found the transmitting tower. It's pretty heavily fortified, though." And at that point, Longshot is like, if you actually found the tower, I want to go there. This is something that I've been wanting to do. I've been needing to do for years. This is something I have to be a part of. And they're like, well, if you want to be a part of it, we're about to go hit that tower because we're not staying here. And then it switches back to the Magneto thing that was going on. It goes back to the Magneto thing that was going on. Just like always, when these scenarios continually change, and then some of the scenarios have been adapting and changing the rules as they go, it doesn't take too long for Danger to figure out that this is a Danger Room program. She knows something weird is going on, but before they really get a chance to talk about it, Krakoa shows up. The Krakoa, the original Krakoa, the island that walks like a man, comes up out of the ground and starts throwing down. But this time, Krakoa finds himself up against the might of Magneto and Polaris. And if you remember right, Polaris and Storm were the ones most responsible for removing Krakoa from the planet. Well, this time, both Magneto and Polaris are like, there's metal in it. And they grab a hold of what metal elements they can, and they, with the help of Danger, they throw this thing through the wall. It has just enough substance, I'm guessing, for whatever reason, because the Danger Room does make dangers that can kill you, and Mojo's Danger Room is no different. And so there's enough substance in whatever it is. Like, this has always been something that confuses me, and it's not a big deal, so we're not going to hang on it too long, but it's almost like saying that during a holodeck exercise on the Enterprise, a giant robot punched through the holodeck into the actual hallway. That's basically what they did, is they used Krakoa to punch a hole in the wall of this holodeck Danger Room thing, and then they left to the streets. So now they're out in the city as well. It doesn't take too long for the X-Men to blow a hole in the main tower and walk in to start. The confrontation is upon us. It is time to finally deal with Mojo. But at the time when they get there, there's all these TV screens and all this research going on, and basically you could see that on Mojo's world, they watch what the X-Men have dealt with, their real-life confrontations, their drama, their troubled times, has all basically been a TV show. They look at it, they can see all of this crap, all these different monitors that show all this different pain, all this different suffering, all the different drama that they've dealt with, and Jean Grey just decides, this is ridiculous. The only reason that they're showing us this is to break us. But you know what? We're X-Men, and we don't do that. We don't break. We don't crack. And she blows these screens away. And that is when we are met with the army of Mojo, the very last stand. All the guys that can stand in our way before we can actually reach him. This is it. We are set up for the final confrontation between the X-Men and Mojo. This book was fantastic, and I loved actually getting a chance to see Krakoa again. And you know what? This was not the only book that I saw Krakoa in. This was wild, but it was back-to-back. I read X-Men Gold. I read X-Men Gold 15, saw Krakoa, and then immediately went to Generation X, issue 8, and saw Krakoa again. I was like, holy crap, what is happening right now? I was like, there's Krakoa everywhere. But this was a tremendous book. It really was. I enjoyed it. I have about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 more reviews to catch us back up to the X-Men, so I can't really sit in here forever. Just that's all you need to keep up with the X-Men for X-Men Gold, and you are now all caught up with the X-Men Gold. See you later.